Hey everybody, I'm Dave and this is Jacqueline and we are the Border Hookups.
We're full-time RVers, musicians, and I'm a health coach.
Yes, you are. And we travel full-time in our Grand Design 260 RD. So come along for the ride.
Reflection. So today we're going to talk annual maintenance.
Now keep in mind, this is what we did on our camper with our specific instance and our specific setup. So make sure that any information that we give you, you also check with your dealer, your manufacturer, to make sure you stay in compliance with what you have going on in your rig.
As of today, we've been traveling or living in this fifth wheel for 1 year.
Yes.
Exactly, 1 year. And we've traveled about 18,000 miles. So it was time to take it in.
Right, and the key word here is preventive maintenance. That's actually 2 words. And so we want to make sure that before we get out on the road back to the west and things, we've been in Minnesota playing shows and kind of hunkered down here for the summer. We want to take it in and have it looked at. We're not handy people. We're not the people that are wrenching on things, although we do own the tools so other people can wrench on our things. And so we take it in to a dealership here in Minnesota because we know this dealership and we trust them, and we made the appointment way ahead of time. So we wanted to make sure that we got our preventive maintenance done because you don't want that stuff happening and breaking down out on the road. So what are we doing?
What are we doing? It's been such a long week. Oh my gosh. We're dropping off Indy, our fifth wheel. She's gonna get a little TLC.
We call her Indy because we bought her in Indiana. And so we're gonna have the bearings repacked and grease the turning point.
And a few things inside that need to be fixed too.
Right. And it's good we're shooting this because I remember we have to grab that light.
Yes.
To give to them.
Yep. New light for the bedroom, and then our oven. Couldn't figure out how to fix that, how to get that light working. We had an issue with the oven where, what was it that had to be replaced?
The little thermocoupler or something, yeah.
Yeah, and then the lights went out.
Yeah, and that was where Roger almost lit me on fire out of Galveston.
Yeah.
Go RVing.
But he got it fixed, and that's what's important.
Yeah. And my eyebrows have grown back nicely.
Yes, they do look good. So yeah, we're gonna drop her off, and then we're gonna go and stay in a hotel. That means long, hot showers.
Today we become RVers again. We've been in a hotel for 3 days, 3 nights, and we go pick up Indy, which is our fifth wheel, Grand Design Reflection 150 Series 260 RD, for those of you who are taking notes. And we had some annual maintenance done. So we do it before we get out back on the road, where it's more difficult for us to find RV dealerships to work on it, and appointments are far, far in advance. Get ready to go get Indy.
Yes, I'm actually missing our home. I just started to miss our home last night. We've been here for 3 nights, and it was really fun and relaxing and everything. And plus we got work done, but now I miss home.
Yeah.
So.
My left arm is shaking because I'm holding this bag and the camera.
All right, well, let's go then.
Beautiful day.
It is.
Do you feel like I'm paparazzi?
Kind of.
I could be paparazzi.
I'm getting
I bet I
used to
have it
it
in me.
No, you don't.
No?
No, you'd be too nice. You wouldn't get the shots because you'd be too nice.
Like, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. May I? No? Okay. Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
Exactly. And that's why I like you.
That's it? That's the only reason?
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
Look, that U-Haul is bigger than our home.
Yeah. We think we collected a bunch of stuff in the hotel room because we came back out to pack the truck up and it's full. So we might just have to sell anything in there we can sell before we leave of yours. Sure you don't want to sell anything? Going once? You. Going twice? Just me?
Yep.
Which probably means it. I'm thinking. We must have a new breeder. This is Humphrey. He's the shop dog. He's coming with us.
A little too big.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you?
Hey, Rich. How did it go? Okay. If you only knew the humor in that. Yeah. Because every time we start to film, a muffler goes by, an airplane flies over, a train comes by, or that happens. That's the joke in the YouTube channel, is right when you start to film, that happens. Yep. See, they can't win.
Yeah, they're an authorized dealer, and we wanted to go that route because we wanted to keep our warranty intact.
Yes. Do we still have a warranty?
Yeah. There's like a limited structural warranty.
Ah, that's right.
Can you hear?
We can hear it's raining.
The awning,
so you know.
The awning outside just, let go all the rain that was on it, and it's just pouring off.
Pitter patter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too noisy.
Right. Which brings us to a point, and I'm probably talking out of turn here, is that you want to make sure your roof is taken care of.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they did. They went up on the roof and they inspected it. They had to caulk, there were a few areas where the sealant, I guess, wasn't intact. And then they also checked the windows. And then they said there were a few screws up there, actually, that were...
had rattled loose.
Yeah.
Now, when we go up onto our roof, like cleaning our solar panels and things like that, I'm always taking a look around. Obviously, they caught some stuff that I didn't see. Which is really good. So anytime you're on your roof, take a look around, check the caulking, check for screws that are missing, apparently. And so you got to make sure you do that.
Yep. Another thing that they did was they greased the pin box.
Yep. The turning point. We have a turning point pin box so that pivots up onto the trailer as opposed to in the back of the truck on the hitch.
Another area that they greased was the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we heard that creaking and moaning, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And there are grease ports in there. I can't remember what he called them.
Zerks.
Zerks? Mm-hmm. Zorks?
Zerks.
Zerks? Is that because your dad was a mechanic, a service manager?
No, I just saw it on the bill. And I didn't know what it meant.
Where do these names come from?
Yeah, so they showed us where that was so that in the future we can just grease it ourselves.
Right. And so now we'll get a grease gun, and then that's one thing. The other nice thing about doing your first maintenance through a mechanic is you learn how to do stuff.
Right.
So now we get a grease gun and we do that ourselves every year. We're saving money already.
Right.
Nothing? There we go.
And then the slide, you have to grease your slide. Now we do that ourselves. So they looked at it and they didn't have to grease that slide at all.
Yeah, we've been taking care of that. The wheels that pull in and all that stuff.
The motors.
You can hear it squeaking. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the most important things that we had done was repacking of the wheel bearings.
Yes, because if you remember our episode, or if you want to go back to our episode on emergency
breakdown.
Emergency breakdown episode.
Not good.
Our previous camper, they didn't according to the mechanic that worked on and repacked or put a new axle on, we had to get a whole new axle.
We did.
It wasn't packed right at the manufacturer because that trailer was only a few months old, and it lit up. I mean, we had the fire extinguisher out and everything. Check out that video. It's not fun to be out on the road when your wheels are smoking.
That was not fun. So.
No.
And we also had, the tires we had on that trailer weren't very good, and now we have Goodyears, which, did those come with the Grand Design?
No, we upgraded. We had some, and I don't remember what the name is. I'll put it right here in a second. And then we upgraded to our Goodyears, which I think is a really smart move.
I've seen in some of the forums, the Grand Design forums, that now they are actually coming with Goodyears.
And they should. You should just, in my opinion, do it right the first time. We'll pay for that rather than having to trade in the old ones, trying to get rid of those, and then this another tire that ends up in the landfill.
Right. So moving on, another thing that they did at the dealership was they checked all of the plumbing.
Yes, the seals and things like that.
And we had a leak at one time. We had to have a mobile RV tech come in and fix that for us. So they went through and they checked all of the, I guess, water lines, plumbing, in the kitchen area and then in the bathroom area as well. Just made sure there were no leaks or anything.
And one quick suggestion that I just thought of, become as handy as you can. You know, I mean, to think about, if we can do all of that, then the money you save, the stress that you save, because for instance when we blew a tire, we had never changed a tire on a dual axle. So, but once we did that, we knew how to do it. Now we have a system.
So you should run around and like
break things.
That's what I was gonna say. Break your water
break
lines.
It, I'll figure it out.
You stole my thunder. That's what I was gonna say, and you just totally overtook it.
It would have been better had you said it, right? That would have been a lot better if you had said it.
Seriously.
Really?
You did.
So what were you going to say? You run around and break it? And then I fix it?
It's over. It's gone now.
Why don't you come back around and say, I'll run around and break it and you'll fix it.
Oh my gosh. Another thing that the dealership did for us was they checked the gas. So they checked the PSI, the pressure of the gas.
On the gas, which is important because that's one thing that you do not want to have mess up. These RVs will go up like tinder boxes if they start on fire. There are many videos out there of that happening, and we are not going to do a video on that because we do not want our camper to start on fire.
All right. And then we had a few things done on our own. And one of them was to purchase a soft start for the air conditioner. Right.
So what the soft start does is it ramps up. When the air conditioner starts, the fan kicks on, the compressor kicks on, and that's a lot of power and a lot of load on the system. So if you're plugged into a 30, 50s, you don't really have to worry about it because there's a lot of juice there. But like we have solar, and by having a soft start, we might be able to run our conditioning on our solar a little bit for a little while.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Right. Now here's something to keep in mind, and I'm going to preface this by saying that we love our mechanic. They're great. We've worked with them many times in the past. And so Niemeyer in Albertville. And we had that soft start put in. They tested everything at the dealership. Everything. And it was running, doing fine. And then we left and we came back to about 2 hours and 15 minutes north of there and went to fire up our AC and it didn't work. Now, this is the deal about RVs, is they can test and test and test. The second you start going down the road, a wire can come loose, something can happen. We're not sure what it was yet, but thank goodness it's not 100 degrees right now. And we're going to stop back through there, and they're going to take a look at it. But that's how easily things can go south. Even though you inspect, do your annuals, all of that stuff, things break down.
Yeah, because you're traveling down the road and pulling your house or your home down the road.
Yeah. Yep.
It's definitely not 90 degrees out.
It is not. I feel like Fred Rogers here.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's a beautiful day.
Not really.
Not really. You can hear it. It's raining. Yes.
And cold. but that's okay.
Right.
Yeah, and then we had a few other things done that we needed done. Some of the hardwired lights that they replaced, and basically that was it. So it was pretty simple. We took it in for a couple of days, stayed in a hotel, and that was it. The total cost for us was $1,400. However, 370 of that was just the soft start unit that we purchased from them, and then they installed that. Something that we did was we got some of the things that we needed straight from Grand Design. So the light, we had a light that we needed replaced in the bedroom, and so that light we actually got directly from Grand Design.
Right.
And that was, you did that, and I think it was a great idea because we live in our RV, so we can't just bring it in and leave it there, for a month while they're purchasing a part or whatnot. And then we're moving out of the area, so we kind of needed to have the parts that we knew we needed with us.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference between, I would say, living full-time and being what they call weekend warriors, who head up to the lake with the camper, and which is awesome. I wish we would have done that a long time ago before we went full-time. Is like Jacqueline just said, if things break, that's your house, so now you're paying hotel costs. Yeah. Things like that.
It was nice though to go to a hotel, and there's a hot tub, and we got a lot of work done on the Wi-Fi.
So you are going to start breaking things now.
Yes.
I don't know. We should probably take that in for 3 days at least. It's going to take to fix it.
I think we need to stay at a hotel with a spa.
But I also told Jacqueline last night that she and I grew up camping, so if something really went down, then this place just turns into a tent. At least we're dry, we're up off the ground, and you figure it out. You get a little camping stove and things like that, but the best thing is if you don't have to go through that. So make sure you do your annual preventive maintenance. Yeah. And as you go as well, not just waiting for the 1 year, but doing your seals, doing your oilings, things like that, checking your tires constantly.
Absolutely. Oh, and one thing I was going to mention too, I know we're kind of going off now on tangents, but when they checked the tires, they checked the pressure, the PSI in the tires, and we do that all the time, and we have a TPMS system, but we really don't check our spare tire. And so they checked that, and that was pretty low. And they said it would have been fine. You could have still, gotten down the road. And then I think you have a compressor anyway, so you could have filled it, right?
Right. We carry a compressor with us. Yeah. We carry extra parts.
Yeah.
Simple things like we just ordered for our hitch has a little trigger in there that when the pin pops into the hitch, it closes the jaws. Well, that pin can break. Easily. So what we did is we ordered another pin before we take off, have it in the toolbox. So then, those things that you cannot go down the road without carry those with you. That air compressor.
Yeah.
You have a bad tire, you don't want to have to wait to call a tow truck, or so a $30 compressor, or $80 compressor, $200 compressor will save your tail on the road. So here's a scary thing that they found. Half of our brakes, our electric brakes on our trailer, were working. And I didn't know it. I felt a little like the truck was doing a little too much work. A friend of mine's a mechanic, and he, when I brought the truck in, he was looking at our brakes just to make sure that, everything was fine. He noticed brake dust. And he said, you have brake dust on here. You might want to crank up your gain on your electric trailers a little bit from the truck cab. And so then when we brought the trailer in, they said you have three wires that were torn off, and I can pretty much tell you where it happened, in the sagebrush out in Arizona. And I had seen those wires hanging down.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. They hang down then?
They hang down. They kind of loop.
Okay.
And so that is definitely something to keep an eye on. Yeah, that's the stuff where you go, And granted, in the mountains, we don't really use the brakes. We use the engine brake.
Okay.
We let the engine slow the rig down. So, but boy, and that's the thing. You're bouncing down the road.
So that's what we did. And we just wanted to tell you about it so that, you know how important preventive maintenance is, and kind of around what it cost for us. And
right. And what we'll do is we'll put a link to a
Preventive.
See, I can't even say it. Maintenance list. We got ours out of our manual, so check your manual, all your paperwork, and they will list it in there. And if you can't find it there, go to your manufacturer's website.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right, that's all we have.
That's all we have.
Yeah, so hey, thanks for watching another episode of the Border Hookups Go RVing, and please remember to subscribe. Did I just say your part again?
No.
And ding that bell so that we can let all of you know as to when we have more episodes coming out.
If you liked what you saw in this video, please give us a thumbs up and place a comment below, and we really hope to see you out here.
We'll see you out here. I think they bought it. I think they bought it. All that information.
I
Think they can hear through the rain?
I know, it got really loud for a while there.
You know what we need to do? We need to hire a driver. We should hire a driver. That we could just sit back here.
Well, we can't. The slide would be in, it would be really uncomfortable.
Leave the slide out. Just leave the slide out. This is, I mean, comfort first. People will get out of the way.
Yeah. You realize this is the start of me complaining about being cold? Now that it's fall. You have to listen to me complain about being cold all the time now. Are you excited?
Really? No, I'm really not. I would love to say I am, but I'm not.
Well, that's just life. That's the facts of life.
As your father would say.
Sorry, Dad.
Let's just sit here for a while. Let's see how long people will watch if we just sit.